الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أجرني وإياكم من النار ثم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah Azza wa Jalla. We praise Him and we seek His assistance. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal, may Allah continue to grant us success in this dunya and the akhirah. Today's program is centered on the topic, the danger of zina, the danger regarding zina. Yesterday we went on a street dawah. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He reward all of us abundantly. And may Allah Azza wa Jal, may He strengthen the Muslims to carry out this obligation of dawah. Ameen. This topic today is actually brought about as a result of its urgency. The issue of zina is a matter that needs to be re-emphasized because Shaitan has hold grip of many of the striving Muslims upon this issue. So it is for that reason that we wish to talk about it, so that it will serve as a reminder to all of us, for those who have committed it, so that it will serve as a reminder to them to seek the forgiveness of Allah. For Allah Azza wa Jalla, He is forgiving and He is merciful. And for those who are contemplating it, so that it will serve as a caution to them, so that they will be prevented from committing such evil acts. And also to serve as a reminder to those who never contemplated it, and who never committed it, so that it will serve as a barrier for them. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us from this grave and dangerous sin. A book before me is written by Imam al-Zahabi. Imam al-Zahabi is one of the students of Shaykh al-Islam bin Taymiyyah, and he wrote a book. He titled it Al-Kaba'ir. He titled it as Al-Kaba'ir. Al-Kaba'ir bimana major sins. He listed number of sins that is considered to be a major sin in this book, and he mentioned zina as one of the major sins in our religion, and he put it as number 10 according to his numbering. So we are going to be discussing from some of what he has jotted here, and also look at some of what our ulama has mentioned regarding this grievous sin. Like I said, this is a sin that Shaitan is using on striving Muslims today. It has rendered them to be weak in Iman. It has rendered them to be inactive. In fact, it has made them to commit this sin so that he can use that to defeat them. Many from among the striving Muslim has committed these grievous sins. Some has repented from it, while some are still doing it as we speak. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us from this evil. To such an extent that it has been said that, according to some people, that everybody now commits it. In order to justify their action, they begin to say everybody now commits this evil, this sin of zina. If indeed everybody is now committing it, then it is feared upon us that Allah Azza wa Jalla may send down his destruction. May Allah protect us. So the discussion is going to be on muhatir zina wa subul wiqayatu min, the danger of zina and ways in which we can actually protect ourselves from this zina. My respected brethren in Islam, in al-Islam dinul iffa wa tuhur wa niqah wal izza wal quwwa. Our deen is a religion of chastity. Our deen, our religion, it hammers on morality. It hammers on purity. It hammers on cleanliness. It hammers on honor, uprightness. Because of this, haram Allah Ta'ala al-fawahish. Because of this, Allah Azza wa Jal, He now prohibit immorality. Ma zahara minha wa ma batan. The one that is open and the ones that are hidden. Why? لأن الفواحش مصدر الضعف والهلاك وذل والهوان. Because immorality, like zina as a case study, immorality like fornication and adultery, it is the source of weakness, it is the source of destruction, it is the source of disgrace and humiliation to the society. And that is why you can see that in our society today, there is no honor. You will see nudity becoming rampant to such an extent that only few are what? Are saved from this act. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf, He said, قُلْ إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ رَبِّي الْفَوَاحِشَ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ. Allah Azza wa Jalla has forbidden that which is immoral, whether in the open or in the hidden. وَأَشَدُّ أَنْوَاءِ الْفَوَاحِشِ وَأَخْطَرُهَا, and the dangerous of the types of immorality is az-zina, sexual promiscuity, immorality, fornication, adultery, or we can simply put it, illegal sexual activity. That is the act of engaging sexually to that person which is not lawfully married to you. تلك الجريمة المنكرة والفاحشة المدمرة التي تؤدي إلى الهلاك والهوان. He said that this sin, which has crippled into even the people of Sunnah, yes, even the people of Sunnah today are not left behind in this sin. We ask Allah for protection. And all of this is the handiwork of Shaitan, so that when you have committed that, then you will have no proof, you will have no legality to speak about it. And when we stop speaking about such evil, then it continues to spread. May Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He grant us forgiveness if we have committed it, and may Allah grant us protection if we are contemplating to do it. This particular sin is a great crime. It's a destructive fahsha that leads to destruction and humiliation. It leads to faqr. It leads to poverty. You will see a man who cannot take care of his home. He cannot spend on his family, but he is spending outside on numerous girlfriends. And he will still be complaining why he is poor. The reason you are poor is because you are spending your money where you should not be spending them. Your wife is merciful to you. When you tell your wife that you don't have, she will be merciful to you. Unlike your fellow zina partner, she will never be merciful to you. She will continue to demand and demand and demand till he wreck you down. After he is done with you, then he moves on to another person who can satisfy her needs. So it causes, not only causes destruction, it causes poverty. You cannot spend in your home, but in order to sleep with a woman outside, you will be spending thousands of naira. We were told that some of the rich men are spending millions in order to sleep with a woman outside. Some of them will take them for shopping and spend all their money there. When they return back home, they will tell their poor wife that they don't have money because he has spent it all. It brings about poverty. Walmard, and it also brings about sickness, as we can see it today in our society. This is sickness that has never been had in the time past, but today it is numerous. You will see somebody who is married to a healthy wife, or a healthy husband, as the case may be. He or she will go outside the matrimony to go and patronize another zina partner, thereby importing disease to his or her family. Wagadbullahi, and Allah Azza wa Jalla is angry. He is angry against those who involve themselves in this act of zina. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned in a hadith, he said, "Ejtanibu sab'ul mubiqat." He said that run away from 7 destructive sins. Run away from 7 destructive sins, and he mentioned zina as one of them. He mentioned zina as one of them. So zina is such a sin that it destroys you, it destroys the society, and it destroys the nation. If you are contemplating on zina, on committing zina, then you need to stop. You need to cut off every means that will lead to that zina. We all know the means. Inshallah, we are still going to mention some of them. Because shaitan has every way of seducing human, especially those who are striving, so that he can nail them, and after he has nailed you, you have nothing to say again. Because the one who has committed zina, the first time he commit that zina, that act of zina, the first time he commit that act of zina, he will feel remorse. You will see the guilt in him or her. In fact, he doesn't know how to forgive himself or herself, because he was not patient enough to suppress his or her urge. Then, if he commits it the second time, or if she commits it the second time, you will see that the guilt that he or she felt in the beginning will be reduced. He will still do it the third time, do it the fourth time, until it has become normal for him or her, to such a level that shyness will be removed from him or her. In fact, he will now be boasting of, he will take pride of committing zina. He will not feel shame of speaking about zina outside, speaking about fornication, adultery outside. That is why you see some of the guys, they will be boasting that, I have slept with numerous girlfriends. They will even count numbers for you. Or some women will even say that I can't even remember the number of men that have slept with me. A public property. Because he continued committing it until he reaches a point whereby preaching to him to stop does not matter to him again. Rather, he will now be one of the agents of shaitan that will even be inviting people to commit it. He can supply you with girlfriends if you wish. He can tell you how to, different ways in which you can commit the zina, if you actually want to listen to him or her. He will tell you that, you look at this, your husband, he's not faithful. You can also go outside and misbehave. We have so many agents like that who are pulling and destroying homes. They have already been destroyed, and shaitan has already appointed them as one of their agents to be calling people to misguidance. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to protect us to such a level that Allah Azza wa Jalla said regarding those people, "Iza tutla alayhi ayatuna qala asatirul awwalin." كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. They will reach a point that whenever the verses of Allah is recited unto him, what will he say? Qala asatirul awwalin. I beg that one a story. I beg that one a story. Even Mala, pastor, everybody they do am. Leave that story, Joe. He has reached that point that the words of Allah Azza wa Jalla has no impact on him again. Allah says, Kalla bal rana ala qulubihim. Rather, there is a run upon his heart. There is a run. What is a run? A black dot. Allah's messenger told us in a hadith that whenever you commit a sin, a black dot will be what? Will be placed in your heart. If you seek forgiveness, Allah Azza wa Jalla will wash it away. But if you commit another one, another black dot. Commit another one, another black dot. Until all your heart is already dim with black dots. It's already darkened. As a result of that, nothing will work on you anymore. That is why Allah said, Kalla bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun. As a result of what they have earned, their heart has been surrounded with run. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may Allah protect us from this evil of zina. Because the evil of zina today, it has become so rampant that even those who are the callers to Sunnah, many are not what? Are not saved. It is either they commit the real zina or they commit the minor zina. Or they commit the minor zina. Remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we are still going to mention today, that the eyes commit zina, the hands commit zina, the legs commit zina. But it is the private parts that what? That will confirm it. May Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us from all. Before we quickly talk about the preventive measure in which we can protect ourselves from zina, let's look at what Imam Zahabi has to say. He said that Allah said in the Quran regarding zina, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. Surah Isra, verse 32. Allah said, do not approach zina. Do not come close to zina. Do not come close to adultery and fornication. If Allah said do not come close to it, it means that do not even do it. Because it is only when you come close to it, you will now what? You will now do it. Do not even come close to it. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا zina, because it is an immoral act. It is an obscene act. And it is a path that leads to evil. It is a path that leads to evil. Zina alone can lead to all manner of sins. Zina alone can lead to all manner of sin. Did we remember the story of Barsos? You still remember the story of Barsos, the man who is a devout worshipper. He is a devout worshipper who used to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. In fact, because of the fact that things have become so difficult in the city due to fasha everywhere, he now went and stayed inside the bush to worship Allah. He is a wali. He was there worshiping Allah, but Shaitan has not lost hope in him. Shaitan still went there to tempt him. 3 brothers brought their sister to him, that our sister is sick. A malam, you are our malam, please, if you can assist in curing her. Then the malam initially refused. Shaitan now whispered to him that you are a malam. You are a malam. How can you say you will refuse to do good to people? Sometimes Shaitan will lure you with doing act of goodness, but he has his what? He has his aim. That is why those of you who are always loving to do dawah to women, be careful. It could be a call to shaitan. It could be a call by shaitan, because it will be seducing you, thinking that you are actually doing dawah, unknown to you that shaitan is actually calling you to do zina with that woman. It may be that your mind is pure, you are not having such thinking, but you don't know what the other person might be thinking. So be very, very careful. If you are having interaction with women, especially those of us who are in social media, be very, very careful. Shaitan will be deceiving you that you are doing dawah for her. Before you know it, you are already outside dawah. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He grant us protection. It can happen to anyone. You see a sister who just come, Assalamu alaikum ya Sheikh, I want to ask a question. This and this, my husband is this, my husband is that. You will be passing fatwa. Before you know it, she will begin to see a perfect man in you instead of her husband. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He grant us protection. So this man, this wali, now accepted the woman, but on the condition that they will only come and take her. I mean, they will bring her, then give the woman medicine, then she will go. It was still what? Step by step. After some time, the three brothers now came that they are traveling and they will not be able to be bringing their sister coming back and this and that. If the sheikh do not mind, since he has 2 rooms, maybe if the girl can be with the sheikh, can be in the parlor, while the sheikh will be in the room. So initially the sheikh wanted to refuse, but he now thought of it that this is a poor little, young woman. If you reject her now, who is now going to assist her? That is how Barsos now accepted this woman. The brothers now traveled for a very long distance. Then the woman was inside the parlor while the malam was inside the room. Before you know it, the malam will be coming to the parlor to take care of her, of his patient. That was what he was doing until he begins to spend some quality time with her, because he was feeling that the girl needed companionship, need to spend some time with her. Some of you will be on social media going from one inbox of women to another women. You don't have time for your wife, but you have time for unknown women. Some of these women that you are even chatting, they are men. Even if they are women, they are haram to you, for you to be spending such time with them. On what purpose? What kind of relationship is that? It is a ploy of shaitan. So this man, Barsus, was spending more time with this woman. Before you know it, the woman has already found her way inside the room. And this man now committed the act. The first time he committed the act, he was like, wow, what have I done? I have committed wrong. You know, the first time you commit zina, in fact, you see the guilt in you. What have I done now? But the fact that the woman is still there, he continued committing the zina until this woman now gets pregnant. Now, Malam has given person belly. What is Malam going to do now? Malam, the only way for Malam to do now is to remove the belly. Just like some brothers are doing today. Some sisters are removing pregnancy. You know, I used to tell us that when we are here, whether it is for us or against us, we will talk them. You understand? If we are here, we begin to lie to ourselves. It is better we pack our load and go to anywhere we want to go. Many pregnancy has been removed. Mala, sister, brother. As a result of what? Zina. Many pregnancy has been removed because he doesn't want to face the shame. Because once the pregnancy begins to come, they will ask sister, how far? He said, Namala, where they give me karatu. So we have to be very, very careful. This Barusu story is happening within us today. Wallah. I know of a sister in Facebook. This sister, only Allah knows her mission. Her mission is just to destroy the brothers. She will come in a way, and I'm telling you, she has ever sent me message as well. She will come in a way as if she is actually looking for somebody that will be giving her advice, and she will do as if she is a very religious person to you. But she is just moving from one brother to another brother. If you are not sensible, then you will commit the haram with her. She doesn't mind traveling from wherever she is to come and meet you wherever you are. There are so many of them like that. And they don't mind being in hijab and even in niqab. So don't be deceived that, this one is mashallah. You need to protect yourself, as you will commit it and you will now begin to blame yourself. So this man has given this sick woman belly. And in order for him to save his honor, he now killed the woman. He killed the woman. He killed the woman. And now buried the woman. She turned and told him, if the 3 brothers return back, tell them that the sickness got worse and he died, and she died, and I've already what? I've already buried her. Shaitan, after finishing with this malam, the malam is already happy that alhamdulillah, I am already done with her. Shaitan now went to where those 3 brothers went to, and now went into their dream. The 3 of them had the same dream in one night, that something is happening to their what? Sister. They should return back. When they woke up, this one told the other one the dream, and all of them had the same dream. They said, this cannot just be a coincidence. They started returning back. On getting to the Malam, Barsus, it was found out that the sister had died. Barsus said, your sister has died. I tried my best and there's nothing I could do. Be patient. He will be quoting verse myself. That everybody will die. Kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut. He has already killed somebody. He will still be lying. Can you see what I said? That zina is something that brings about all manner of sins. At the end of the day, to cut the whole story short, they said that we want to see where you buried our sister. Show us. Lead us to where you buried her. Then he took them to the grave. They removed the dead body from the grave, and they found out that the sister did not die a natural death, but rather she was murdered, because they could see the way this man murdered the sister, and they bundled him. They bundled him from inside the bush. Now he is coming back to the city as a criminal. So they were taking him to the king of the city. They were taking him to the king of the city so that they could exact punishment on him. While on the way, Shaitan now came again. He said, you see, I am the one who has been the reason for all this your trial. And I'm the only one that can save you too. The only thing you just needed to do for me is you should bow down for me. Once you bow down for me, Magana Yakari, you will see that no problem. He said, is that all? He said, yes, that's all. He said, but I am bundled. I cannot bow down very well. He said, no, just do like this. It's okay for me. Barsus now bow for Shaitan, and Shaitan began to laugh at him. Shaitan began to laugh. Ha, 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 ha. You think you are wise. You left the city to go and stay inside the bush to worship Allah. Oh, you are going back to the city and they will punish you. You will be killed. Barsus was taken to the city and he was killed and he died as a mushrik. May Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us. How many people have committed shirk as a result of the fact that they want a particular girlfriend? How many people have committed sihr to bewitch a woman or to even bewitch a man as well? There is a particular lady, you want to get her. You have tried all your love letters, it did not work. You have spent all your money, it did not work. You now go to Babalawo, please do juju for me so that when I just see her like this, she should just fall in love. Then they now give you padlock and key. Go and throw it inside the river. What have you done just now? Shirk. As a result of zina. So all manner of sin is associated with zina. That is why we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us from zina. Wallah, we need to continue sounding it because it is becoming so common, even among those who are claiming sunnah. Honestly, you need to know what some brothers are doing on social media. A brother who is supposed to be an upright brother was under the private chatting a sister, begging the sister to leave her husband to come and have sexual relations with him. Even after the sister has told him that I am a married woman. I am telling you, I would have been shocked if it was said to me without evidence, until they begin to bring all the screenshot, screenshot, I mean. They send it to me on my WhatsApp and I say, wow, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. This is the same people that will say democracy is this, democracy is that, jihad is this, jihad is that. Liars. Some of the brothers that are going under the inbox, we are watching you. You think that we are not seeing? That is why some of them will be shouting when our sisters begin to bring their screenshot outside. They will say, it is immaturity for you to be doing this. Which immaturity? What are you doing there in the first place? Then some of them say they are only there to go and advise. After you advise, leave now. After you advise, leave. I am telling you. The brother was promising that sister that if you allow me to have my way with you, I promise to buy you phone. Unknown to him that the sister has already given the phone and the chat, everything to her husband. So it is the husband that was now chatting him. Wallahi, it is not actually a funny matter. It could happen to any one of us. People who are even greater than you, Shaitan has hit them on zina. It was said that Shaitan has so many weapons. One weapon that he does not miss target is zina. Some people are not committing zina because they do not have actually the chance to commit it. It is because they are in the midst of people. Let them go to Port Harcourt. Let us see whether they have iman. Let us see when a woman will even be the one gifting herself to you on a platter of gold. You will not even pay money. How many of us, if we move out of this place, can still maintain his dignity? That you are not seeing all these brothers. How many of us? So it's a serious matter that we are talking about here. And it is vice versa. It can happen to the women. It can happen to the what? To the men as well. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He grant us protection. So this is the end of Barsus. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَدُعُونَ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ وَلَا يَقْتُلُونَ النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَلَا يَزْنُونَ. In Surah Al-Furqan, Allah mentioned some of the sins. He said, those are the people, Allah is talking about Ibadur Rahman. They are the people who do not associate partners with Allah. They do not invoke other than Allah. وَلَا يَقْتُلُونَ النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ. And they do not kill a soul. The one whom Allah Azza wa Jalla has protected, has made forbidden, illa bil haq, except by right. Wala yaznun, and they do not commit zina. The Ibadur Rahman, they do not commit zina. Allah said, وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ, whoever commits zina, yalqa asama, yalqa asama, he will meet the penalty. Yudha'af lahu al-azab yawm al-qiyamah, Allah will grant him a double punishment. Wa yakhludu fihi muhana, and he will abide in hell in humiliation. Illa man taba, except the one who sought for forgiveness and repent unto Allah Azza wa Jal and promised never to return back to it. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal, may Allah forgive us our shortcomings. The danger of zina is such that Allah Azza wa Jalla has stipulated a great punishment for the one who commits it. Allah said in the Quran, Azani wazaniya, azaniyatu wazani, fajilidu kulla wahidin minhuma jalda. He said that the fornicator and the fornicatress, each of them should be wiped 100 lashes. If they are caught and all evidence is on them, then 100 lashes should be on them. You know, hadn't been the Sharia should be established. Now, you know how many people will be receiving 100 lashes? All these people over here, they will receive 100 lashes. وَلَا تَأْخُذُكُمْ بِهِمَا رَأْفَةٌ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ. And while they are being flogged, you should not have any sympathy on them. The one who is flogging them, Allah is commanding you, do not show any sympathy. Don't show any mercy. In kuntum tu'minuna billahi wal yawmil akhir. If indeed you believe in Allah and the last day, don't show mercy. وَلِيَشْهَدْ عَذَابَهُمَا طَائِفَةٌ مِّنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And even some Muslims should be made to witness the what? The torture. So you don't just stay inside the room, we will not blala you. No, we will bring you in the public and they will blala you, so that you will feel the shame. Is this not shameful enough? How many of us wish to be blala in the public for fornicating? You see the way it is, even we don't want it. This is for the person who has not yet been married. But as for the married person, what is his own penalty in Islam? He should be stoned to death. He should be stoned to death. So people will also be witness to it. And that is why many people, when you talk about Sharia today, they don't want it because they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. And even after giving them lashes, they are supposed to be exiled from the city. This is how Islam has stipulated it. They should be taken away from the city. Let them go and stay inside another land. They should be sent away. It is reported in Zabur that inna zanatul mu'allikuna bi furujihim finnar. The ones who commit fornication and adultery, their private part they will be hanged on their private parts inside the hellfire. Yadribuna alayha bisiyati min hadid, and they will be flogged with a whip made of iron. فَإِذَا اسْتَغَاثَ مِنَ الدَّرْبِ. And when he is seeking assistance, seeking help to be relieved from his punishment, نَادَدْهُ Zabaniya. Zabaniya will call out to him, أَيْنَ كَانَ هَذَا الصَّوْتُ. Where is this sound coming from? وأنت تضحك وتفرح وتمرح ولا تراقب الله تعالى ولا تستحي منه. That you are the one whom, when you were committing this sin, you were laughing, you were enjoying it. Now today you are going to taste the punishment. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La yazni zani hina yazni wa huwa mu'min." A fornicator will not fornicate at the time when he is fornicating while he is a believer. He will not be a believer. He will not what? He will not be a believer. In fact, he said in another hadith, "Iza zana al-abd," when a servant commits fornication, haraja minhu al-iman, his iman will be taken away from him. Kazullatun ala rasihi, it will now cloud upon his head. Summa iza akla, when he stops committing that particular evil, raja ilayhi al-iman, then his iman will return back to him after he repented from that what? After he repented from that what? That evil. The Prophet ﷺ also mentioned in a hadith that man zana aw sharba al-hamr, whoever commits zina or he drink alcohol, naza Allahu minhu al-iman, Allah will remove iman from him, kama yakhla al-insan al-qamis min rasihi. The same way a human being will remove his clothes from his body, his iman will be taken away from him. So all of this strengthen the fact that the issue of zina is a dangerous sin that a Muslim should not even contemplate doing. And we need to assist ourselves in curbing this situation in the city. And the worst part of it is that the one who is committing zina did not want the same thing to be done to him or to his mother. Will you want somebody to commit zina with your mother? You will not want that. Even a serial, prostitute will not allow somebody other than his father or her father to step leg on her mother or his mother. A man came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he was seeking permission from the Prophet. He said, "O Prophet of Allah, permit me to commit zina." He said, "Permit me, give me permission to commit zina." Perhaps his urge has gotten to the level that in fact he needs to what? He needs to satisfy his urge. Then the companions, they were now frowning at him. What kind of nonsense question is this man saying? Then Rasulullah asked him to come and sit down. He now began to ask him, "Would you want somebody to do that to your sister? What you want to do to somebody now, would you want somebody to do that?" He said, "No, I will never allow somebody to do that to my sister." He said, "Don't you know that the person you also want to go and commit zina with now is somebody's sister? Will you allow somebody to do that to your own daughter? To your own daughter?" He said, "No, I will never allow it." Even the prostitutes that we know, if they peradventure have a child, they will never tell you that they want their child to also be in their what? In their shoe. They will fight their daughter if they see their daughter taking their ways, because they know that that way is not a good way. So the man said, "No." He said, "Don't you know that the person you are going to meet is also somebody's daughter? The person you aim to corrupt is also somebody's daughter." The Rasulullah now asked him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Would you want somebody to do that to your own mother?" He said, Allah kiyaye, it's not possible. I will never allow it. He said, "Don't you know that the person you want to do that to is somebody's mother too?" After hearing all of this uslub, he now what? He now dropped that act. And the Prophet now placed his hand on his chest and he now prayed for him. So if one is contemplating committing zina, look at all these examples that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had already set. Let's quickly look at ways in which we can curb out zina. Number one, you need to work on your iman. The ones who commit zina has low iman. That is why he is able to commit the zina. The one who is strong in iman will never commit zina. So quwwatul imanu billah wa tazkirul ahirah. Always remembering hereafter, this will curb you from committing what? From committing zina. Remember Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, what saved him from that fitna was because of his quwwatul iman. As he would have committed it. What did he say? Qala ma'azallah innahu rabbi ahsanu maswaya innahu la yuflihu zalimun. This is what Prophet Yusuf said. He has every reason, to commit that evil. The woman is beautiful, is wealthy. In fact, she is everything that a man will desire in a woman. But what stopped him from committing that zina is what? Is iman. So let's work on our iman. Brothers and sisters, work on your iman. Look for ways in which you can work on your iman. Do a lot of nawafil. Do a lot of sadaqah. Listen to soft, admonition that softens the heart. Listen to admonition that talks about death. It will soften the heart. It will raise your iman. Read about the companions, about the pious predecessors. Read about the prophets. It will increase you in iman. So let's work on our iman. It will protect us from zina. Number two, التزام النساء بالملابس السابقة المحتشمة التي هي كرامة لهن وحماية من الأذى. The women should stick to putting on the right hijab. As our sisters have put it on like this, may Allah bless you people. Continue to put it on like that. Imagine all the women in the society are dressing like our sisters. Zina will be reduced to the barest minimum. To the barest minimum. But unfortunately, the society has become so bastardized that people are walking naked. And the husbands are not concerned about what their wives and their daughters are putting on. They are not concerned about that. I was watching one of the comedian that a brother posted recently on his timeline. The comedian said something, although he was saying stupid stuff, but there was sense in what he was saying. You know, comedians, they are all stupid. So he said that whenever he sees women being naked, he loves it very well. So the woman interviewing him now asks him that, why did you say you love a woman who walks about naked? He said, that is because something that you should have used your money to go and see, he's now showing it for you for free. He said, that means that woman is so generous. He won't have to pay money to see it again. So they now ask him that, would you allow your own daughter and your wife to do it? He said, God forbid. He said, I will never allow my wife or my daughter to go about naked showing her nude to people. He said, but if you allow your wife and your daughter to show it for me, he said, I will gladly accept it. Because you are so generous for me with that. You can see, although he's saying stupid stuff, but there is sense in what he's saying. Is there no sense in what he's saying? There is sense. He said, because things that are expensive ought to be covered. That is what he said. He said God knows the reason why he made it private. Then if you now decided to make it free for us, he said, for example, now, who see diamond that you will not collect? That is what he said. He said diamond is something that you cannot easily go to any shop and buy. But if somebody is now displaying diamond for you, you want to see it. He said this is the same thing that the women are doing. They do not honor their privacy. So a woman should what? Dress very well. Allah said, Ya ayyuhan nabi, kulli azwajika wa banatika wa nisa'il mu'minina yudnina alayhinna min jalabibihin zalika adna an yurafna fala yuzain. When a woman dresses well, it calms the men. You understand? It calms the men. Imagine all the women are putting on hijab and niqab. Everybody will just mind their business. But how can you put on skimpy dress, skimpy skirt, and be moving around naked like a monkey, and you expect everybody to mind their business? Of course, you have become a public property and everybody has to spat on you. If anybody can catch you, they'll catch you and misuse you. So one of the ways of curbing zina is what? Dressing properly. And even for the men also should dress properly. Don't be moving around jabba jabba as a man. Number 3, adabu gaddul basar. You should observe proper etiquette in your watching, in your looking. Do you understand? وَكَفُّ الْعُيُونِ الْحَائِنَةُ مِنَ الْبَحْثِ عَنِ الْأَوْرَاتِ. Stop looking at the privacy of women. Stop looking at naked women, either in the street or in your phone. Either in the street or in your phone. Some people are very, very malicious, and they are also malema when it comes about, in the public. But in their phone, they are worse than any other thing. Some of them have put password on their phones because there is something that is inside that they don't want it to be seen. A brother is still having pornography in the phone. Repent unto Allah Azza wa Jal. Those kind of people, if they by mistake leave their phone on your hand, their mind is never at rest. Yeah, and you know many people, when they take your phone, the first thing they go into is your gallery. They want to see whatever they can also transfer from your phone. So their mind will not be at rest. They still have music. Whether it may be the audio or the video, you need to delete all those things away. And stop yourself from looking, because when you look, it implants something in your heart. It implants something in your heart. In fact, it is not just looking. So that you should refrain, start reducing your look. At least, maybe if you used to look at naked women up to 30 times in a day, reduce it to 29, 28, 27, till you get to 1, till you cannot even see them again, even if they pass. Some people will say, it is, Ustaz, it's only one I have been seeing, no? Because the Prophet Islam said the first look is your look, the second one is a sin. He said, only this one, let me go look and where. You cannot deceive Allah Azza wa Jal. The same thing with the women. They should stop looking at the men as well. Not only men looking at women. Some women are fond of looking at men. Koro on the eyes. Eyeball to eyeball. As a woman, as a man, you are even speaking to a woman, lower your gaze. You are speaking to somebody's wife for that matter. Some brothers are so loose on this matter that they can stand with a sister, joke all the joke. Oh, sister, even when I was in primary school, if you see what I used to do that time, who asked you? Who asked you? Stop looking unnecessary look. Because before you know it, Shaitan will beautify the woman for you. Even if the woman is not beautiful, stop looking at the woman. A woman may not be beautiful. Shaitan will make the woman to be very beautiful, and you will just be running after the woman. If they call you, come back, you no agree again. So we have to what? We have to lower our gaze. Kullil mu'minina yaguddu min absarihim wa yahfazu furujahum. Allah also says, wa kullil mu'minati yagudna min absarihinna wa yahfazna furujahun. And I also mentioned before that the Prophet Islam said that the eyes commit zina, the hands commit zina, as well as the leg. But it is the private part that will either what? That will either confirm it or reject it. Another one, which is also very important, is refraining from staying alone with a strange woman. Holwa. Secluding yourself with a strange woman, it is not desirable of you. In fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "La yakhluwanna rajulun bi imra'atin illa ma'a zi mahram." Because if you do that, fa inna shaitan salisuhuma, shaitan will be your third. It may be that you do not have anything in mind. But the woman, Shaitan may work on the woman. So those of you who are going to teach people in their home, be careful. Be careful. Don't say, hey, that mala, that hajia na malema, hajia is hajia. Hajia can start touching you. Yes. You say, hajia, what are you doing now? You don't know what will happen. What will be done will be done. And the worst part of seclusion is the one that is done between close relative. Close relative that you can still marry. Even if you cannot marry them, it is still very wrong for you to be in a seclusion with a close relative. That is why the idea of separating man and woman, young boys from young girls, come in Islam. The Prophet Islam said you should divide their what? You should separate their bed when they get to 7 years. There is a wisdom in that. We have had... There is an article I was reading yesterday. Sister posted it in the platform, in one of the platforms. A brother impregnated 3 of his sisters. A brother impregnated 3 of his sisters. You think that these are brothers and sisters. You don't know what may happen, what they have seen. Especially those of you who bring in television and what have you inside your home. You don't know what they may be seeing and they want to practicalize it. I'm telling you, I was teaching some children some years back. I collected their phone. Come and see what these children has in their phone. These children are not up to 10 years. They were holding big phones. I had to advise the parents to seize those phones from them. They may not have the sense to prevent themselves from committing the evil. So you have to be very, very careful. Don't say this one is my auntie, this one is my sister, my brother's sister from my mother's side. Forget that one. If you want to enter upon her, make sure you give necessary salam. Don't just bump into her. Don't just bump into her. Rasulullah one day he said that iyakum wa duhul ala nisa. He said, be careful upon entering upon women. Then a man from the Ansar now said, what about my auntie? What about my auntie? What about my auntie? Is it also my auntie is like my mother? He said that your auntie is even what? Alhamu maut. Is death. What is Rasulullah trying to say here? He is trying to cut off every ways that can lead to zina. So don't say that this one is my cousin. No, this one is our house girl. Is our house girl. Your child can impregnate house girl. So we have to be very careful of seclusion. Number 5, al-mubaidatu bayna al-majalis al-rijal wa majalis al-nisa. Make sure that when we come to a gathering, the men's circle should be separate, while the women's circle should be separate. Men and women should not be what? Should not be mixed. They should move far away. Unfortunately, our masjid is not even big. And that is the idea where the Prophet ﷺ said that the best stuff for the women is the back, while the best stuff for the men is what? Is the front. And also we should what? We should run away from every places that free mixing is in abundance, even if it is a place of learning. Even if it is a place of learning. Number 7, making it easy for the people to what? To marry. Because the one who is not married is prone to committing zina more than the one who is married. Except the married person who is a shameless married person. Also, you should run away from talking, useless talk, obscene talk. And some of our brothers are found in this particular matter, whereby they will be saying rubbish, as in no shyness, no bashfulness. You just talk anyhow. So you have to run away from saying things that is nonsense. And also run away from friends that are evil. Friends that will what? They will never tell you to commit good, but rather they will be telling you to commit evil. Run away from such friends. Inshallah, these are the little ways in which we can what? We can run away from committing zina. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He protect us from this evil of zina. For those who have already committed it, go back and repent and seek forgiveness from Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is forgiving and He is merciful. If you are already speaking to a woman who is not your wife, cut it off. If you are speaking to a man who is not your wife, who is not your husband, if you are speaking to a man who is not your husband, cut it off. Cut every means that could lead to fahsha. If anybody is disturbing you, report the person if it is possible, or cut the person off. This is the way we can protect our iman from falling. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, may He safeguard our iman. Fasubhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.